Oh, yo, what is going on? Is the DFS Shark, and we are back with another day of some NBA hoops. It is now January 29th, and we are coming off a huge day yesterday, right? To quickly recap, and I'm going to go into this in just a bit. We'll go into in depth on the lineup and what the plays were. Yesterday's video, the lineup didn't end up cashing. We went 2 for 2 in that lineup, but we ended up hitting a 10x, or we hit all 5 lines in our Flex Friday slip, right? And this was a line I gave away in the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free, 100% free as well. But this is the line I dropped in there, I believe on Saturday morning, because they had the Flex Friday, a delay on it. So I decided to wait until Saturday. So I waited, I put it in that morning, I threw it in the Discord. A couple of others tailed me as well, but we hit 5 for 5, right? We ended up cashing out for 200 yesterday. We hit on St. Brown under 7.5 receptions. Right, that was the line we got. So we'll go over that in a bit. But if you are new to PrizePicks, there is a code below. Drop that code in at sign up. And they're gonna hook you up with a 100% match deposit bonus, right? So throw in 50, they're gonna give you 50. Throw in 100, they're gonna give you 100, right? So take advantage of that promo. Right now is a great time to get in because they also just dropped a Patrick Mahomes line of 0.5 yards. So he just needs to throw at least 1 passing yard and you'll get a free win. You just have to match that up with something, whether that's a 2-man play or a 3-man, 4-man, 5-man, 6-man, whatever you do, right? And you can use those free plays like that. That's basically a free play. It's pretty much 100% win rate on that. You can use that up to $25, right? So you can split that up in different ways. You can run multiple lineups, or you can throw it all in one lineup, right? It just depends on what you want to do with it, right? So that code below is for the PrizePicks promo code. If you have not signed up yet and you want to get started, that is the spot. Use that code and get that free money, right? And then the Discord group, the DFS Shark Tank, I'm dropping my plays in there every morning. I recently just started sharing my underdog plays. And underdog, you can get some amazing value, right? Amazing value on underdog. I get a lot of plays that aren't on PrizePicks as well. So it's a good combination of the two. Those are the two main sites I use at the moment, right? I'm not going to be sharing underdog plays on here. This is going to be strictly PrizePicks. But I do share them every morning. I share my PrizePicks NBA lineup first, and then shortly after, I'm going to be sharing my underdog. And then I'm going to be sharing my NHL lineup as well in there every day. But this next week or so, there's hardly any NHL games, so I probably won't be doing that for another week or so. But yeah, join that Discord if you want to get access to these plays early. 100% free as well. This is just so the lines don't get bumped or removed, or the thing that always happens with these videos, right? And most likely something will get bumped or removed in this video as well, right? But let's take a quick look at yesterday's lineups, right? So let's throw up the YouTube play we had. Our slip here, Kate Cunningham did not play, so it ended up being just basically a 4-man slip. Neesmith ended up getting a block with like 6 minutes left in that game, right? So if he would have just hit there, we would have cashed 3 out of 4, which would have been a minor win. The payout on 4-man slips isn't that huge. Hitting 3 out of 4, especially, I think you like 1.5, 1.25 extra money. So not a huge payout, right? So I usually don't do 4-mans too much unless it's a small slate and I really don't have a choice and I don't want to force nothing, right? But Siakam hit. Jalen Williams didn't end up hitting because it ended up being a blowout. The Pistons actually blew out the Thunder, which was surprising, right? So Jalen Williams didn't even play the last 5 or 6 minutes. So that ended up costing us right there. Jalen Duran is a beast. 18 boards, man. He's a player I like a lot. And I'm going to keep an eye on him moving forward and throwing him in my lineup, right? But you can see here that resulted in a loss. But the good thing about PrizePicks is you can have multiple lineups, right? If you hit on one, it pretty much offsets all your losses, as well as if you have good bankroll management. So I'm going to throw the Flex Friday play up here, right? And you can see we crushed this line. I'm trying to pull it up here on my phone. So we crushed this line, right? We hit on everybody: Claxton, Towns, Duran, St. Brown, and Looney, right? St. Brown, we had to really sweat that one out last night. If you watched the game, the Lions were driving down the field the last drive. He ended up getting a catch, right? Which put him right at 7. So one more catch and we would have lost that one, or we would have still cashed on that. We would have just doubled our money. So doubling your money and 10x your money is a big difference on PrizePicks. So yeah, man, we ended up cashing on that. We hit for 200. And then I also had another line of Giannis, one of my top plays from the day before. I had that with McCaffrey, the free line. So that was another cash. So a good day for us yesterday on PrizePicks to pretty much end the week, right? We started the week good, and then we had a couple 2 to 3 days where we're having some losing days, right? Which is going to happen in PrizePicks. You're not always going to win. And then we ended up finishing strong with yesterday, and then we had a win in Saturday. So all in all, it's been a great month to start the year. A really great month, right? Been steady wins all year with a couple of losing days mixed in there, which is going to happen, right? It's just going to happen. But like I said, if you want access to these plays, I've already dropped 2 this morning. I'm going to be dropping 2 more later today. Join that Discord. The link is going to be in the comments, and it's also going to be in the description of the video, right? But enough of yesterday's plays, right? It's a new day, new week, huge NBA slate today. A lot of games, right? A lot of close spreads, which I like. So let's dive into today's plays. All right, so let's dive into daily grind here, man. This is where I start every day, figuring out where the best lines, where the best values are, right? And you can filter this down by multiple ways, right? You can go by league. If you want to see league, you can see all the different leagues. They actually just added League of Legends. They have like esports. I don't do esports, not too familiar with it, so I kind of stay away from it. But I know a lot of people who just look at the odds of the hit. They play these esports and they are crushing it, right? So always, if you want to go a different route on a day, esports is here if you want it, right? But let's dive into the top play, right? So we'll skip this one. So the top play for the day, if you're just looking for an extra play to play, Van Fleet, they got him at 3-pointers made over 2.5, 54.06% chance to hit, right? So that is a huge edge. And think about if you have a lineup of 5 plays and they're all at 53% positive EV plus, and you were looking good. You were looking really good, right? So that's a huge advantage for you in the long run, right? So Van Fleet, 3-pointers made over 2.5 if you're looking for a play to throw into your slip today, right? If you're looking for a tool to just build lineups on the fly, if you're working or you just don't have time to really do the research, DGF is a perfect tool for you because you can trust all the major sportsbooks when it comes to them setting their lines, and they're pretty much just doing all the research and everything for you, right? And you're just tapping into their top favorite plays, right? So use that code SHARK at checkout if you want to try this out, get 25% off your first month. They will hook you up. But let's dive into today's plays, right? Let's take a look. I always start with my number 2 play of the day, followed by my top play, and then I go over my quick 3, just quick rundowns of those. All right, so let's start with my number 2 play of the day. It's going to be KD, Kevin Durant, right? And we're going over 29.5 points and rebounds. And this line has already bumped up, right? So I got it at 29.5. It's already been bumped up to 30. So keep that in mind as you're putting in this line, right? A lot of these games come down right to this final play. So there's a chance you can get a push if you do put it in at this number, right? So KD, let's take a look at the spread here, right? Close spread, which is why I like this game. KD should be on the court most of the game. He plays heavy minutes. Suns are a plus 3.5 on the road against the Heat, right? So let's dive into KD here, right? And so for the year, he has been absolutely crushing this line, hitting this at 74%, right? 74%. Their last 20, he's hit this at 65%. The last 10, 50%, and his last 5, 40%, right? And so Booker has been going off recently, right? Dropping some big games. But as a result of that also, they haven't been winning. So we'll just look kind of like at the last couple games, right? They lost to Orlando, right? They lost to the Pacers. They did beat Phoenix here. So just looking at their last 3 games, right? They've lost 2 out of 3, and Durant hasn't really been involved as much as he normally is, right? I mean, only 12 points here, 20 here, and 15 here, right? That's not real KD or Durant like, right? So I think he's going to flip the switch tonight. I think he's going to put the team on his back. You always have Booker and Bill there taking their shots as well. But Durant, this is a line he can hit pretty easy if he gets going, right? Because if you look at him, he can hit this line obviously with just points alone, right? but he can put up 43, 40, 26, 27, and he's good for 3 to 5 rebounds a game, most games, right? So he can just put up, 26 to 27 and grab you 3 or 4 boards, and you should be good, right? And let's go look at the defense of Miami, right? They're a pretty decent defense. I wouldn't say they're not top 5, but they're also not like one of the worst in the league as well, right? So against small forwards, they're about middle of the pack. They're about 10th in rebounds allowed, right? So, but KD's one of those players, matchup doesn't really matter too much because he's just going to get his no matter what if he wants to, right? It all just depends if he wants it that night or if he's the hot hand. Because they'll ride the hot hand and whoever's making those shots, right? So KD is going to be my number 2 play of the day. I'm liking this play. This is also heavy juice. You can see DraftKings, this is at the -140, right? BetMGM -125. And Outlier just added these PrizePicks and underdog lines as well. But let's go take a look at RotoWire and see what they have him at, right? They have him playing heavy minutes at 37. And you can see here they have 24 and 7. So if you add that up, it's like 30, 31, right? So they have KD hitting this over as well, which I like being on the same side as RotoWire also. So let's go to our top play of the day, right? This is a scary one, right? If you've never played these kind of plays, could be over within the first quarter. But either way, if it's not, you're going to be sweating this out all game. And that's the name of the game when it comes to these type of plays. I like these plays though. Turnovers, blocks, steals, these are plays I like. But Gobert, we're going to be going less than on these steals, right? It's going to be my top play of the day, right? So let's dive into the spread here. Minnesota, right? So another good game. This is going to be a really good game as well. Minnesota at the Thunder. Minnesota's on a +2.5, right? So if we look at Gobert's lines, right? His last 5, 60%. His last 10, he's hit this line at 70%, right? Last 20, 60%. Head-to-head in 7 matchups versus them going back to last year, right? He's hit this line 71% of the time, right? For the year, he's at 53%. But what I like about Gobert is he can go on runs where he doesn't even get a steal in a game, right? So like right here, he's got a couple of steals over his last couple of games, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he went a whole week of games without getting a steal, right? So he's not somebody who gets steals a lot. This is also a heavy juice play, right? You can see Caesars is at a -145, BetMGM -135, DraftKings -135. So all the odds makers, all the books, they're heavy favorite in this to go over, or this to go under, right? And if we take a look at some key injuries on the day, nothing really on the Thunder side or on the Timberwolves side. Mike Conley is a game time decision, but nothing super major, right, with both teams. But Gobert does play heavy minutes, but there's times where he can play a little bit lower in the 25 to 30 range, right? But tonight I do expect him to play 30 plus. But even with those minutes, right, he's averaging 33 minutes a game. Even with those minutes, he's hitting this at a 53% rate, and over the last 20 at 60%. So I'm liking Gobert here. Let's slide over to RotoWire and see what they have him at, right? So they have him at 35 minutes. They have him getting just above a steal, right? So I don't always align with RotoWire. I just kind of use them as a baseline, kind of see what they're on, right? But they're going to be on the opposite on here. They got him going a little bit above a steal, right? So keep that in mind. So Gobert, that's going to be our number 1 play of the day. And I'm going to be bundling these two up into a power play together as well, right? And so bundling these two up, and then I'm going to be throwing a 5-man slip together with these plays. So we're going to Houston here. We're going Van Fleet. Right, and the line I have is more than 14.5 points. So you can see they have, this line is still there, which is a good sign, right? Or it can be a good sign if it gets removed as well, if you're able to get it in. But Van Fleet, even when he doesn't hit this line, he's always right there, right? And he has the upside to just score on you. He's a really good shooter. He can hit threes, and you can even see there was a heavy juice line for him to hit on the 3-pointers over, right? Over 2.5, he's heavy juice to go over. So that's 9 points right there if he does hit that. So Van Fleet, I'm liking this play right here. That's my number 3 play. My number 4 play, I'm going Williamson here on the Pelicans, right? We're going to be going over 25.5 points and rebounds, right? So they had points and assists, points and rebounds, the same line, but we're going to be going points and rebounds, right? He hasn't hit this 2 out of his last 3, but he's somebody they're going to need in this game against Boston for them to have a chance. Him and Ingram are going to have to be hitting their shots, right? So this is going to be my number 4 play of the day, right? And going to my number 5 play of the day, we're going to go on Simone. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, so I'm just going to call him Simone or Simone, however you say his first name, right? But points and rebounds, and this line actually got bumped up, right? So I got this at 11.5, dropped this in the Discord. Since then, it has already gone up. So 2 line changes, right? The Durant went up by the hook, and then Simone went up by the hook. So you could still play these, but it does, keep in mind, it does greatly affect your chances of hitting, right? Because especially if, you know, you get a push on one of these, the payout all of a sudden becomes basically a 4-man play, and then you wouldn't get 10x no more. You'd basically get, I'm not sure what the payout is for 4, maybe a 5 or 6x, right? And then this 4x or this 2x here would go down to like a 1.5 or something. So it does affect your payout odds, right? It's still a positive day if you hit there, but it does limit that, and you have a chance of doing, especially with 2 of them in the lineup. There's a good chance one of these will probably be a push, right? Boom. And that's going to be it for our PrizePicks plays of the day. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Every day I'm going over my plays like this, giving you my top 2 plays mixed with my top 3 plays. I'm going to be bundling those together. And I'm sharing these plays every day on YouTube. Just the big disadvantage to that, and for you as well, is by the time you're seeing this video, most times these lines got bumped up, as you saw here, or the lines get taken off completely, right? So the way to overcome that, if you want to join, if you want to get access to these lines early, as soon as I have them, the way to get around that is to join the Discord group, right? Everyone's in there sharing their plays as well. So it's not just my plays, it's others who are crushing it as well. And they're sharing what they're on. And they play a lot of sports that I don't even play really. Like I see some MMA lines, some PGA, right? So different kinds of sports, right? You can get involved in all kinds of different ways in there, right? So if you want to join the Discord, link is going to be in the comments and the descriptions. But I just want to say I appreciate y'all who are, you know, hitting that like, commenting every video. It's really helping me grow this channel. We should be coming up on 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully we can hit it today, right? So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Try to help me get to 1,000, right? That's the goal. And let's try to run those likes up in this video, right? We've been around like that 40 to 50 every single video, right? Let's try to get this 60 plus, right? I need 60 plus likes in this video, right? Starting off the week here, coming off a massive day yesterday where we pretty much like 13x our money, or 12 to 13x, somewhere in that range, right? So a huge day to close out the week, right? We are looking to start off with a bang going into this week, going into the next month, right? We're looking to continue this all year, continue this streak, continue this run. But that's going to be it for this video, man. The main goal of this channel is for us to beat PrizePicks together, right? Whether you're new, whether you're seasoned bet in the game, right? That's the main goal, right? Is for us to be it together, whether that's you know, kind of copying my plays or just taking some insights into what I'm liking, and rolling with that, right? Whatever you want to do, I'm here to just give you as much value as I can when it comes to PrizePicks and really diving deep on analysis and breaking down these games, right? And looking at it from a statistical standpoint, and also from a side of where you always want to be on the side of the odds makers, right? Those are the sides you want to be on. So always be looking at that when you're trying to determine your lines. But enough of my ramble. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope y'all have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the day. Have a good one. Take care.